Hey everyone, and welcome back to another great episode on the Hope and Renewal Podcast. This is where faith meets real life and hard truths is held with compassion. Again, this is your favorite host, Antonio Banks. I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope and pray that this message speaks to your heart. And if it does, that you do not keep it to yourself, but you will share it with somebody else. This episode right here, this one is going to be challenging to some people. And if you're still listening right now, that means you're ready for the truth. Even more, you're ready to grow. And today we're talking about something that hits us all at some point, the scheduled faith. And I want to open up this episode with a question. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to be consistent with everything except God? We stay consistent with social media. We stay consistent with our TV shows. We will even stay consistent, waiting on somebody to give us the lives we need to play our game again. We'll even stay consistent with scrolling, shopping, stressing, and checking everybody else's business. Now, when it comes to faith, we treat it like a calendar event. We pencil it in whenever life starts shaking. We will schedule God the way we schedule oil changes. We go weeks, sometimes months, cruising through life, handling things our own way, living in our own strength, making decisions based on emotion. Then life hits. It hits you hard. It'll hit you fast. And it will hit you unexpectedly. All of a sudden, we're praying, seeking, crying out, Lord, I need you. I want you to know something, family. That's what we call scheduled faith. And I know about scheduled faith personally because I lived it. And I want to tell you something that I've never been ashamed to admit because this is why I started the Hope and Renewal Podcast. Transparency is the door to transformation. I remember going through my court situation, and my anxiety was through the roof. Every 3 months, I knew it was getting closer. My anxiety would go crazy. Every unknown number that called my phone made my chest feel like it was a vice. Every court date, I felt like I was walking into Judgment Day. I did what most people do. I stressed first, I panicked first, and I overthought things first. I handled everything in my strength. When my strength went out, then I grabbed for my Bible. And then I prayed. Then I cried out. You know what? God still showed up. That experience taught me something. My faith wasn't consistent, it was scheduled. A scheduled faith doesn't produce spiritual strength, it produces a spiritual survival mode. See, some of y'all listening right now are in the same boat, in survival mode, not relationship mode. What you do, you treat God like an emergency contact, someone you only call when your life starts burning down. And here's the thing though, firefighters don't build relationships, they respond to disasters. See, God wants more with you than that. Some of us talk to God the way we speak to a doctor, only when something hurts. Some of us treat God like a spare tire, only valid when things go flat. And let's go a little further. Some of us treat God like a Wi Fi signal. We only check in when things start buffering. That's scheduled faith. Let me make it real because this is what we do on the Hope and Renewal Podcast. Scheduled faith looks like this: only praying when the bills are suffocating you, only worshiping when heartbreak hits, you only fast when the doctor says we saw something, only open the Bible because the court is tomorrow. You only go to church when guilt gets heavy. You only seek God when you run out of options. But we want God's immediate response. He only gets our occasional attention. And we want him to move instantly. We only show up inconsistently. We want supernatural intervention. We give him half-hearted intention. That's not faith, family. That's spiritual convenience. I got to hit this because it's real. We got folks who pray harder for a Black Friday deal than they do for spiritual discipline. We'll stay up till midnight refreshing a website, but won't wake up 10 minutes early to pray. We'll walk miles in a Walmart line, but won't take 10 feet to pick up the Bible off the dresser. We'll trust the sale date more than we trust God's timing. See, we'll sacrifice sleep for a discount, but won't sacrifice time for consistency. We'll fast from spending money, but we won't fast from distractions. We'll even go with Amazon delivery time, but won't believe God for a breakthrough. That's scheduled faith. It isn't pretty, but it's true. And I want to talk about Easter faith because I've been down that road. You invite someone to church all year and they hit you with the same excuses. Not this Sunday. I think about it. Maybe next time. Easter shows up and they're like, all right, I'll go. As if God is only checking the attendance sheet once a year. Now, don't get me wrong. Easter is powerful, beautiful, and sacred. But when someone only shows up once a year and expects a once-a-year visit to fix a year's worth of spiritual drought, that's scheduled faith. And what about the New Year's resolution? January 1st hits and suddenly everybody becomes a prophet. See, this year I'm changing. This year I'm reading the Word every day. This year I'm getting my life right. For the first 2 weeks, they're on fire. Bible app streak glowing. They're posting scriptures. They're showing up to service early. They're even recommending people to come, focused, serious, and then life taps them on the shoulder. Old habits knock on the door. Temptation circles back around. Fear whispers again. Stress piles up, schedules checked. That's fire. Gone, just like that. Why? Because scheduled faith isn't emotional, not committed. See, scheduled faith is ancient, though. We look back in the Pharaoh days. Every time I play hit Egypt, suddenly he disbelieved. He didn't believe, or he did believe. Suddenly he wanted prayer. Suddenly he wanted Moses to intercede. The moment things eased up, he went right back to pride, right back to stubbornness, and right back to rebellion. See, Pharaoh did not want transformation. He just wanted temporary relief. And many people today still treat God the same way. And here's the truth, because this is what we do on the Hope and Renewal Podcast. Relief without relationship is temporary. Deliverance without surrender doesn't last. Faith that only shows up during trouble never matures. God is not trying to be your last-minute emergency contact. He wants to be your foundation, not scheduled faith or sustained faith. So let me ask you this. If God looked at your life right now, your habits, your priorities, your prayer life, your devotion, would he see scheduled faith or sustained faith? And yes, there is a difference. Knowing God and walking with God. There's a difference between believing in God and depending on God. There is a difference between visiting his presence and his presence visiting you and actually living in it. So today, right now, you have a choice. Don't schedule your faith, live it. Walk with him daily, talk to him daily, seek him daily, choose him daily. The same God who shows up in your emergency wants to walk with you in your everyday life. Your breakthrough might not be waiting for a holiday. It might not be waiting for a specific moment. It might not be waiting on Easter Sunday or January 1st. The only thing it might be waiting on is this: consistency, commitment, surrender, and daily faithfulness. So I want to leave you with this final question. If God removed the crisis from your life, would your faith remain? I want to thank you for joining me today on the Hope and Renewal Podcast. If this episode touched you, challenged you, or made you reflect, please share it with someone who needs this word. Until next time, stay encouraged, stay rooted, and stay renewed.